An update of the Flint Central High School scale model built from 2011 to 2017. Still looking good in 2026, considering it's been in 3-4 different houses. The actual school is to be remodeled, practically rebuilt, and converted to the new Flint High School, so it won't even be central anymore. You have to excuse the windows kind of taking the light. It picks up the light better in the daytime. So when they remodel central, only the tower is going to remain. I don't still see how they're going to do that, but all of this is going to be gone. They were going to try to save this section and that entrance. All this is going to be demolished on this end, as well as the other end. Only thing that'll be there will be the tower. And this is what it's supposed to look like when it's completed in 2028. I don't like it that much because architecture doesn't blend in at all. If they could have just saved, this whole section here, it might would have made a little more sense. And this side of the model in real life faces the Flint Public Library, or the Gloria Coles Flint Public Library now. You can actually see down the hall to the other end from the hall windows upstairs and from downstairs through that door. Proves actually made the hall. So I have to excuse these glares. If on a not sunny day, it would be dark in here. So when I get other views, it'll show up better. Yep, so all this will be torn down. All that'll be demolished, including this entrance and that beautiful architecture above that entrance. Now this model has the original windows that were put in when the school was built. The windows were replaced in, I think in 1972. Then they put those weird windows in there they put in there to save energy. And the model was set in 1950 before any additions were added. The cafeteria had an addition in the late 50s. I gotta do some cleanup because it's a little dirty back there. But those cars back there were 1950s cars, but I couldn't find anything older than 1950. This section here is the original gym. The girls and boys gyms upstairs, and then the pool and the locker rooms downstairs. Moving on across the back, down toward the other end, which is landscaped. And all this will be torn down, all of this. And this end as well. And then up to the tower, which will remain. And come on down to this end. The light's better than this way. You got a little sun shining on the building. But yeah, the tower shows a little bit from this angle. This side here faces Whittier, Junior High School, which is also going to be torn down. The windows reflect real nicely. And with this model, a lot of work went into this model. It burns me up because they're not able to save the whole building, because I love this old architecture. This old architecture was the best architecture back in the 20s. And here's from this end. The address of Central is 609 Crapo Street in Flint, Michigan. And with this side here, and Whittier would be next door to this. They added addition on to this entrance. They added a music area on, and shops were added to that end, and then they connected it to the entrance. It used to be just a overhang. So central without the tower, like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me. But that's what they're going to do. It's out of my hands. And I wish they could have saved, I wish they could have saved the whole building. Because saving the whole building to me would have been essential, but it was just too far gone. And architecture along the front, only the foreground to be saved, including that bay window up in the tower, which was part of the library, the reference room area. I don't know what the plans are for inside the tower as of yet, but it'll never look as good as it once did, that's for sure. Especially with the auditorium section gone, which is the section at the left of the tower. And I have no idea what they're going to do with the main entrance as well. Because the main entrance, this is what it was built as the main entrance. Back when buses went along Crapo and everybody came in that way. Later on, the main entrance became the side. The retaining wall was already taken out in the 60s with the sign. You can see the auditorium windows in the library above. And then the secondary entrance back here. This all be gone. This entrance was already, the inside was changed in the, I think in the 70s. And then this became part of the drama and backstage area. And so all this is going to be gone. The famous bay window. So it's all going to be changed. Like I said, that architect drawing, and this is what it's going to look like. I do not like it at all. If they could have saved the original building, it would have been perfectly fine with me, and then I wouldn't have been fussing about it. But that's just the way it is. So in the next video, I'll show some of the actual building and where it stands now with the construction, and I'll keep up with it, at least after the demo, and see what's going to happen with Mr. Tower over there. And that's all. This will be torn down. And I made skylights. The skylights were actually there. I used to keep paint sitting on top of this to keep the roof flat. That's why there's circles there. Same thing on this end. So I have some paints that's sitting over there in that chair. And I sit on top of it. So it's flying over the model. And remembering that inside, I made interiors. That's the cafeteria, the original cafeteria, which became a community room after they built the new cafeteria. So I'll show some more interiors on a future video as well. I can't remember whether I showed that in the past. I'm going to look back at those vids. It's such a beautiful building. And it still lives in this model. I still have no idea what's going to happen to the model, whether I'm going to donate it, or when they open the new Central, whether they'll be donated to Flint Community Schools. I have no idea yet what's going to happen with it. So on the next video, I'll show some of the progress with the, and maybe eventually put together a history of the actual building of Flint Central High School. So I'll see you on the next video. Please like and subscribe.